we all stepped into the circle at the beginning. Most people here use NYCG Internet, so most of you know what it is, and we don't have to go into too much detail. It launched in the middle of October with the version that we know now, which is the second version, launched in the middle of October with the idea of providing the tools that people in the park and at Occupy Wall Street needed to communicate, collaborate, coordinate between their groups. And that's still what it's doing in a big way. It's our most centralized events calendar. It's our most centralized place to post minutes and our ability to have transparency and all these things. It is currently all the content on that site, with the exception of like updates about site news, are from users. So it's from the different groups. There's no curation team. However, as many of you may have realized recently, the tone on that site and the behavior on that site is really bad, and often very violent and often very unsafe. And it's a similar problem that's reflected in our live meeting spaces, as is reflected on the forums on nycj.net. Within TechOps, we've been working very hard to figure out how to make policies and administration policies that can try to control that, or try to figure out if we can kick people off the site for certain things, and all those types of questions that we deal with in real life. Those questions are very hard, and that process is ongoing. We've had drafts of policies publicly available for comment, and we still haven't gotten to a place where we're like really implementing them and doing any actionable things, or even using them to guide our decisions about what we do on the site. When people say, why did you delete my post, blah, 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 blah. But we do enable admins of groups to have control of kind of curating what goes on in that group. So a group admin can delete or edit posts within that group. That's one way to sort of crowdsource that curation. And just as a glimpse of the future, the next iteration of that, like way down the line, is this project called FGA, which you may have heard about, which is happening on a much bigger scale than just Occupy Wall Street, but globally with a team. There aren't a lot of members of that team here today, but Tiago works with them a bit, and several of us in TechOps do. But that's like a really, let's rethink social networking and make a horizontal, transparent, like fundamentally rebuilt way of doing groups online and of doing collaboration and things like that, and connecting GAs all over the world, and harmonized tagging so that groups are coordinating between GAs, and like big rethinking of this stuff.
If I can speak about that for 15 seconds, it's basically, it allows occupations to exist on the network and talk to each other too. And in that way, the idea is to have like groups and other occupations kind of intermingle, like cross-pollination of ideas bubbling up to that occupational and inter-occupational level, so that people know what's going on and can learn from each other's successes and failures.
All of the labor on NYCG Internet is from TechOps and is free. There's some hosting charges currently being funded by the TechOps budget through the Spokes Council.